And there's the body shots again. Oh, that hurt badly. 20 seconds left.
I got respect for his game. I don't got respect for the person. I think he's a clown.
Tell us who you're going for.
Gervonta Tank Davis. I think that's the biggest fight in boxing. Me and him can make the most money if we make this fight happen, so let's do it. Put the fight on.
Thumping right hand from Artur Beterbiev. Body shot as well. And this is a great end to the third round from Artur Beterbiev, and Bibble comes back. Right hand from Bibble. Tremendous action. The bell's going to come any second.
What up with it, baby? Hey, tell him what you told me. What I tell you? What you doing it for? Oh, promotion, baby. All right. So I ain't gotta fuck him. I ain't gotta fuck him up. But we should spawn. I ain't gotta fuck him up. We should spawn. We good people. Come on, I want to spawn with you though. All right, how about that? We clap it up? All right, bet. We out there.
Well, that done squashed everything. That's totally a game over. I don't want to hear shit from Teofimo Lopez. No more of that tough talk. Terrence Bud Crawford on Demon Time just checked the hell out of Teofimo Lopez.
What you doing it for? Oh, promotion, baby. All right. So I ain't gotta fuck him. I ain't gotta fuck him up. But we should spawn. I ain't gotta fuck him up.
Before I talk about that and all the things that happened in the fight card of the century, which was a fantastic fight card, a fantastic night, I want to first start off by thanking the War Room. Okay, thank you all, the War Room. We had a fantastic time. Looking at us now, 212,000 views and counting yesterday. You guys really did well. You know, we had the show on the Zone. We're in the Zone War Room, and you guys asked great questions like y'all do. It was a fun, great time bringing the War Room to the boxing world globally. You guys have no idea what you guys are doing, impacting boxing and boxing culture. War Room, everywhere we go, it's just totally lit. So thank you so much. Now, before we talk about the fight card of the century, because this reminds me, this moment with Terrence Bud Crawford reminds me of the Source Awards, right? I mean, when you think of the Source Awards, that famous moment when Suge Knight said, "Come to death row."
Come to death row.
You forget the fact that Wu-Tang was there, Queensbridge, Outkast, Death Row. Everybody was there. It was a fantastic Source Awards with fantastic performances, but everybody cannot get over Come to Death Row. That was the Demon Bud Crawford moment when he puts his arm around Teofimo Lopez and say, "Now tell them what you told me."
What I tell you? What you doing it for? Oh, promotion, baby. All right.
Dude, I know that move. Anybody from the block know that move. You put your arm around, bro, it's not because y'all friends, right? No. We gonna be right here. You can't say nothing over there. You can't go way over here. We're right here. And look at his mouth. He's just in his face right now. Tell them what you told. And he said, "Oh no, we just and then he can't stop. Crawford can't stop. Good. So I don't have to F you up there, right? I don't have to F you up. Now, Teofimo Lopez, he's going to keep some of his pride, right? And he said, "Well, we can spar."
I want to spar with you, though. All right, how about that? We clap it up? All right, bet.
But the thing about that is, Bud wasn't on that. He wasn't on playing around, sparring, or just mixing it up. It's that talk you had before, the type of talking you were doing about really kicking my ass and whooping my ass on the street and stuff like that. That's what Terrence Crawford wanted to get across. Okay, I don't know what you said about other people and bananas and watermelons and all that stuff. I'm talking me and you. Okay, we good. Me and you. See, Bud is a real one. And I told you guys before, Bud he may not be the best on the mic when the camera's in his face and they like go. But he's definitely a swaggy dude when he's just being candid and he's just around people. Look at him with AJ. They're having a ball. He is a different kind of guy. He's just not an in front of camera person. And really, don't get it misconstrued that he's just a boring person. Terrence Bud Crawford is a real one. I just wanted all that other shit that, you know, he's just promoting. Teofimo Lopez is really just promoting. I'm not saying he's not a fantastic fighter. He is. But all that, you know, talk that he was doing before now is Charlie Brown parents. From here on out. Now let's talk about the fight card of the century. Fantastic things happened. The fight card of the century had everything to me, all the good things, and it didn't have the one bad thing, which is controversy. I didn't feel any controversy, but Beterbiev versus Bivol, Bivol winning makes sense to me. I didn't see Beterbiev winning that fight. I saw it as a draw or Bivol won. And when Bivol got the nod, I was like, there you go. That's about right, all right? And I think, you know, in that fight, it was Beterbiev looking far better than he did the last fight. And he said it himself. He was like, dude, I feel like I look better, right? And I did better. You did, right? But Bivol, on the other hand, he did better too. So, you know, Bivol, he outshot, he fought and he boxed. There's no controversy to me there. There's no controversy to me with Hamza versus Carlos Adames because we were split in the war room. Half of us thought Hamza won. Half of us thought Carlos Adames won. It ended up being a draw. Fine. They just got to do it again. I did hear that Hamza hurt his hand. All right. So it is what it is. Fight of the night to me is Buatsi versus Callum Smith. That shit was incredible. Buatsi had crazy heart. His heart was so crazy that you kind of overlooked the heart of Callum Smith. Okay. Callum Smith won the fight for sure, but it was a fantastic fight, and I would like to see that time after time again. Oh, I want to say this too about Beterbiev and Bivol. Since Bivol won, they have the trilogy. All right, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, he says that. I know David Benavidez was there, okay? He was there to show that he'll be up next, but the thing is, you know, everyone knew if Beterbiev won, he's up next. But if Bivol won, it'd be the trilogy.
What did you think? He deserved it, and we want to see the third.
My thing is, and I think I echo the war room when I say these guys are just even. They're just even, Steven, bro. I mean, even if Bivol were to win the third fight, I'd just be like, those guys are just even. Beterbiev and Bivol was just, they're just even. You know, it's kind of like, and I think this trilogy would be one of the greatest trilogies of all time because it's so even. Right? It's kind of like Ali and Frazier. Every fight was close, right? So it's like they're just, when it comes to their styles and fighting each other, Ali and Frazier just perfectly matched. Beterbiev and Bivol just perfectly matched. I love both of those boys, man. I mean, that fight did not let me down, and it was just filled with aggression, filled with action, filled with high-speed chess, just IQ. It had it all. It had it all but knockdowns, and, you know, I love it. As far as the card, like I said, it had the moments of, you know, fight of the year type of candidate. It had many knockdowns, and we got to talk about that. The knockouts and the knockdowns. Joseph Parker, shout out to you for knocking out Bakole. All right, but we all know it was a late replacement. Bakole just showed up a couple hours before. He's wearing Dubois gloves and shit. He was, you know, and Joseph Parker hits him on top of the head, behind the ear, like right here. And Bakole thought he was fine, right? He got hit, and then he just kind of looked like, that ain't shit. But then he started doing his shit. He started doing his Bakole. He started doing this Bakole. I love the dude. I love the dude. Win, lose, or draw, I love the dude. He got to the bag, and, you know, he's back on his feet. You know, you saw him afterwards laughing and stuff like that. He got to the bag, and he's going to have his fight still with Efe Ajagba in May. He saved the card, and now he's going to have his fight with Ajagba. I'm pretty sure he'll get back on his feet, and he'll be contesting, because nobody is seeing that as Joseph Parker is just far better than Bakole, all right? But if I was Joseph Parker, I wouldn't fight the brother. I wouldn't fight him again. I'm like, yeah, I'll beat him. And which Joseph Parker resume is looking amazing when you add that knockout. Now we have to talk about Caballal. Caballal knocking out Big Bang Zhang. That was fantastic. A lot of people are now calling Big Bang old. All of a sudden, he wasn't old just right before the fight, the weigh-in and everything. He wasn't old. Now that Caballal, people are undermining and underestimating. They still don't know who Caballal is. That's all right. If you don't know, now you know. Caballal is a real one. He beat, whatever you want to say about Big Bang Zhang, that's a huge accomplishment to knock out Big Bang Zhang with a body shot. That's a huge, how many times have you seen that? All right, it's not like Big Bang was slow. Big Bang dropped Caballal. It's not like Big Bang was looking old out there. He was looking like Big Bang. It's just that he got banged. No diddy. No diddy. Let's move on. Moving right along, let's talk about Shakur Stevenson. We have to talk about this. This may be a conversation that may trail a little bit. But Shakur Stevenson, to me, I think whatever take you have on him is probably right in this situation, other than the fight being boring. I didn't see that whatsoever. All right, let's start with the boring stuff. People saying that the fight was still boring and it was underwhelming. Then at that point, you're not being consistent to me. All right, ran around with De Los Santos. Okay, so him running was boring. Fine. He didn't get the knockout with Artem, which he should have. People was expecting that. So people are like, okay, that was underwhelming. But he should knock out Padley, and he did. He knocked him out, and he dropped him 3 times. Okay, so if that is boring too, I don't, the inconsistencies, that's you. That's just you hating. Now it's not even making sense. On top of that, how did he look throughout the whole thing? He looked great. Like, as far as his gifts, he is, Shakur Stevenson is just an amazing fighter, bro. It is what it is, okay? He was getting hit more. People say he was getting hit too much. That's because y'all were saying that he wasn't willing to get hit before. Now he's standing there, he's getting hit too much. At this point, bro, look, I ain't really trying to hear the shit. Now, I think he did what he was expected to, and you cannot be, not to me, you can't be disappointed if somebody performs how you expect them to. My thing is this, talking about expectations. My big question with Padley and Shakur was not Padley. I said that. It wasn't Shakur. I said that. It was Shakur's hands.
And there's the body shots again. Oh, that hurt Padley. 20 seconds left in the 7th.
And I was proven to be right here. Shakur did hurt himself again. And it's so strange he hurt his left hand. That was the hand he didn't get surgery on, right? I don't think he got surgery on the hand. He got surgery on his right hand, which held up, and that's good to know. That is great to know. The left hand, which was the busted knuckle, which is why he had his fight look like that against De Los Santos, he never got surgery on that hand. So he ended up re-injuring that hand, and he's like, like really to the punch. It hurt, and that's the thing. My thing with Shakur, I hope he's able to get past this, because if not, I'm not sure how great his career will end up. And that's why I said yesterday he has to rush to Tank Davis. Now, he ended up talking about Tank Davis, calling him a clown and everything. Check this out.
Do you want to fight the best? Tell us who you're going for.
Javante Tank Davis. I think that's the biggest fight in boxing. Me and him can make the most money if we make this fight happen, so let's do it. I think he's a clown.
And he even said, put the fight on.
Turkey got all the money, so put the biggest fight on. Put the fight on.
So Shakur Stevenson is speaking right, and he always does. But for me, this is not Shakur, but my thought is he has to get that fight sooner than later, because I don't know how well his hands are going to be years down the line. Seriously. You know, there are people who got hand issues like Dubois, like Wilder did, but they're big punchers. But when you're not a big puncher to begin with hand issues, I just don't know how it's going. There's many questions put to me. Okay, I have questions. I know there's a lot of Shakur fans out there who has no concerns. He's Superman. There's nothing to be concerned about. You never care. But to me, though, I care. And I think, okay, he's going to have to get Tank sooner than later. Now, Tank, on the other hand, he responded with an LOL tweet. All right, I get it because Tank is looking at Padley like, you see, because Tank is a different beast altogether. So Tank is looking at Padley like, brother, Padley wouldn't get out the first round, in my opinion, against Tank. All right, so that's why Tank find the shit funny. But Shakur Stevenson, like he said, him and Tank are 2 totally different fighters.
Once again, Tank's style, he's a power puncher. He's a guy that's trying to knock you out. I'm a guy that's trying to break you down, pick you apart, win. If the knockout comes, it comes. So 2 different styles, but I'm better than him at the art of boxing.
It is what it is. They are 2 totally different fighters. We've seen Foreman knocking out Norton. Norton gave Ali hell for 3 fights, but Ali knocks out Foreman. I know we keep using that example, but it is so real. Just Foreman smashed Frazier. They just 2 separate type of fight, because that lets you know. Look at what Hearns did to Duran, right? But Duran beat Leonard. Leonard had to really run from Duran the second fight to get to no mas. Well, while Hearns just smashed him, but Leonard knocked out Hearns. Get what I'm saying? So styles make fights. So I agree with Shakur there. We got 2 different ways to put somebody away, all right? And Shakur Stevenson is a cumulative puncher, sharp puncher. He sticks and moves, and either way, it was still a knockout. Tank Davis, though, if Tank Davis feels that way about Shakur and people still demand the fight, put the fight on. Now, let's move on. I have to talk about this. Virgil Ortiz versus Madrimov. All right? Listen, I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. All right? Madrimov is a good little fighter. I'm all about Floyd shit. Hold on, let me get my black t-shirt. I just think I thought it was too fair to put this kind of bar on Madrimov. Because I thought Boychuk would have beat Madrimov. I thought it was no fair for Madrimov to give Terrence Crawford a good fight. We just talked about styles make fights. To give Terrence Crawford a good fight. And all of a sudden, that means that he beats Ortiz. When you've seen Ortiz in his entire career and everything he's done, it was so irrational to come to that conclusion, okay? Ortiz ended up beating Madrimov pretty easy. Madrimov took the first half of the fight running. The second half, he was headbutting, all right? The guy was Shakur against De Los Santos the first half, and he was Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano the second half. So I mean, there's really nothing about that. Now people are starting to lord this, as you should have, okay? Ortiz beat him pretty convincingly. And the thing about Crawford is, I said this, though the fight was close with Crawford, Crawford didn't feel in any danger. That's why Crawford snapped on me, right? When Crawford and I went at it on Twitter. He was like, he never had a chance against me. He didn't feel in any danger at all against Madrimov. But what I want to say is this, because actually I want to echo what someone said in the war room. I'm not sure if it was Matt or Noble Life. It was one of you. I think it was Matt, though. He said something like, and I don't want to misquote you, but it made sense to me. He said, because you make your op not look so great, it doesn't make you a great fighter. You get what I'm saying? So because Madrimov will fight Crawford and not make Crawford look so great, it doesn't mean Madrimov is a great fighter. There are fighters who, it's like, man, dude, you running around, you don't make the fight just doesn't look great, right? But it doesn't mean you put on a great fight. You're holding me a lot, punching me a lot, and this just makes for an ugly fight, but it doesn't mean that you're a great fighter. That's what Madrimov has shown to be. And it's so strange that, people start looking at Madrimov. I was seen as a casual when I was following Madrimov for 4 years. I knew about Madrimov more than most people did. But you look at Madrimov and you see what he did with Crawford, all of a sudden bud buddies. Really, that's what it is, putting Madrimov on the level of Charlie Burley and Ezra Charles and shit. Like he's this crazy, slick, amazing fighter because Crawford didn't look good against him. And that's totally not the case. So I think you could keep it real and be a Bud fan at the same time. I know you think, Bud would beat Canelo, that's fine. But that doesn't mean because he didn't look great against Madrimov that Madrimov is better than Canelo. People are saying Madrimov is a better fighter than Canelo, and you don't know boxing if you think that Canelo is better than Madrimov. People are sick in the head over being infatuated with another fighter. And we got to stop doing that. I think the war room, we're growing and we're getting better at it. And I think we all have to come to that conclusion, okay? Listen, you can think that Bud is a great fight for Canelo, but it doesn't mean you have to raise who Madrimov is. Because at some point, the reality, the real is going to come to fruition. At some point, now it happened. He went up against Ortiz. Now everybody's joking on Bud buddies, talking about, well, Ortiz should take on Canelo. He deserves Canelo more. He looked better against Madrimov than Crawford did. You get what I'm saying? Now that's what's going on, all right? But, that's what I like about We Gonna Find Out season. We gonna find out with all these boys. We gonna find out. I hope you guys had a good time yesterday. I know I did. This was a great morning after. And I need some rest. All right, Ms. Biz is cleaning the house, so I'm gonna be down here playing. Let me tell you something. When a Hispanic woman cleans the house, just leave the house. I might want to grab my kid, and because listen, the whole house is going. And I have a maid. Who comes every week. She comes by every week. Ms. Biz can give a shit. All right, so listen, I'm just gonna play. I almost said play with a thing, and now I'm starting to pause up. Listen. Put the cream on. Put the cream on. We're in the zone, war room. We're in the zone, war